Okay, I'm back for another video. This time we will learn how to divide decimals with regrouping. Alright, so this video will be quite long because we will be solving 3 different equations, and I will try my best to explain it properly. So let's start. Okay, we have the first equation is 1 and 2/10 divided by 3. Okay, so just like in the earlier videos, I will be showing this using the place value disk app first. We have to divide 1 and 2/10 into 3 different groups equally. So we have here the 3 groups first. 1, 2, and 3. And then afterwards, I will be putting here the 1 and 2/10, the one that we will be dividing. So 1 whole and 2/10. Now, just like what I said in the earlier video on division of decimals, we will be starting division, or we will start dividing the biggest place value first. This time, we have ones as the biggest place value. So I have to divide 1 whole. 1 whole into 3 groups. It seems that I cannot divide it equally into 3 groups. So what would I do? Okay. If I cannot divide it equally into 3 groups, then maybe I can regroup it. Okay. Make it into tenths, right? And how many tenths are there in 1 whole? There are 10 tenths. Now that we have this 12 tenths, can I now divide it equally into 3 groups? Well, I think I can divide it already. So let's divide it equally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Alright, and there's no leftover, as you can see, no leftover right there. So our answer would be 4/10 in each group. There you go. Now, you can also divide it using long division if you want to. So let's show it. 1 and 2/10 divided by 3. So once again, 1 once divided by 3, I cannot divide it. There's none. I'll put 0 right here. 0 once. 0 times 3 is 0. Subtract it. That's 1. Now, I will make my 1 whole into 10 tenths and add the 2 tenths right there, so it will become 12 tenths. Now that I'm dividing 12 tenths into 3 groups, I would expect that my answer should be in the tenths place value as well. Because again, this 12 is not 12 wholes, it's 12 tenths. So let's divide 12 tenths by 3. The answer is 4 tenths. So it should go into the tenths place. So 4 tenths times 3 is 12. Subtract it. There's no leftover anymore. Okay, to check if your answer is correct, once again, you can multiply. Multiply the quotient with the number that you divided with, and if you get the number that you are dividing, then your answer is correct. So that's 0.4 or 4 tenths times 3, which would be 12 tenths. So your answer is correct. Let's now move on to the next one. Okay, I will be writing the next one so you can solve it already. You can try solving it while I am fixing. We will be doing 8 and 16 tenths divided by 4. Sorry, 8 and 16 hundredths rather. So try solving it first. Alright, now I think you already have an idea of what to do. So we are to divide 8 and 1600ths into 4 equal groups. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so 8 wholes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1/10 and 600ths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Now, we are to start dividing with the whole number first. So, we start with 8 wholes divided by 4. Let's see how much we can have in each group. So, there are 2 ones. Okay. Next, we divide 1/10. Now, can I divide this 1/10 into 4 equal groups? I don't think so. Unless I make these tenths into hundredths. So, how many tenths are there in 100th? There are 10 hundredths in 1/10. So, I can now divide 16 hundredths into 4 groups. And we know that 16 divided by 4 is 4. So 4 will go in each group. Okay. There. And as you can see, we don't have any more left over. So we will be writing our answer now. So we have 2 wholes. Do we have a 10th? We don't have a 10th, so 0 right there. And for our 100th place, it will be 4 hundredths. Okay. Now, how am I going to show this using the long division? Once again, 8 and 1600ths divided by 4. 8 ones divided by 4 is 2 ones. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract it. We now go to our tenths place. 1/10 divided by 4. I think there's none. So 0 will go to the tenths place. So 0 times 4 is 0. Subtract it. Now we have 16. 16. This 16 is 16 hundredths. Okay? 16 hundredths. Now, 16 hundredths divided by 4 is 4 hundredths. So, the 4 should go to the hundredths place. And 4 hundredths times 4 is 16. Subtract it, and we don't have any more left over. Once again, to check, we can multiply 2 and 4 hundredths times 4. That would be 16. Regroup 1. 0 times 4 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 2 times 4 is 8. So 8 and 16 hundredths. Alright. Now, while I am fixing once again, this time I want you to divide 2 into 5 groups. Okay, so start thinking, how am I going to divide 2 wholes into 5 groups? Alright, now, let's start. If you were thinking, I will divide 5 into 2 groups, then your answer is wrong. Why? Because dividing 5 into 2 groups is actually 5 divided by 2. What I am asking you to do is to divide 2 wholes into 5 groups. So let's try to represent that first so we won't get confused. Okay, I want to divide 2 wholes only 2 wholes into 5 equal groups. That's 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5. How am I going to do that? How am I going to divide only 2 wholes into 5 equal groups? Now, once again, for this one, I will be showing you both long division and place value this simultaneously. So I will be dividing here 2 wholes divided by 5. Okay. While I show it here also. So let's start. Can I divide 2 wholes into 5 groups? I don't think so. So 2 divided by 5 is 0. Okay. Now 0 times 5 is 0. Now what do I do to be able to divide it? Well, probably, again, with my knowledge on decimals, I know that I have tenths within the ones. So how many tenths do you think can we form with these 2 ones? Okay, yes, the answer is 20. There are 20 tenths in 2 ones. Now, can I divide this now? I think so. So using the long division, that would simply be appending a 0 here because the 2 wholes became 20 tenths. Okay, now 20 tenths divided by 5. How many will there be in each group? There will be 4 in each group. Okay, if I divide 20 tenths equally into 5 groups, I would have 4 tenths in each group. In our long division, since I know that the 20 is not a whole number, it's 20 tenths, my answer should also go in the tenths place, which is 4 tenths. So 4 tenths times 5 is 20. Subtract it, so we know that there's no leftover. Once again, to check if your answer is correct, that would now be 4 tenths times 5, and the answer is 20. 20 tenths or 2 wholes. So that means our answer is correct. 4 tenths. Okay, so I hope this helps you understand how to divide decimals with regrouping, as well as dividing a smaller number by